It ain't nothing but me. Top boss, big nations. Yo, passport bro next door. Nations Village. It's travel tales time. I ran off on the plug in Santo Domingo. Let's talk about it. This travel tale features a CTC from San Pedro. Muñequita Medusa. We're gonna call her Eminem for short. And there she go, in all her ears and ain'ts. So we befriended Eminem back in 2023 using any one of your favorite social media or dating platforms. Got the WhatsApp number and started communication. 2023, I think we had already been to DR twice. This would be our third time going to DR and our second time going to Santo Domingo. And like I said, Muñequita Medusa, she is from San Pedro, but it don't matter where you at on the island. It don't matter where they at on the island. CTCs will come wherever you at. And with me having that big bad rental and Eminem living in San Pedro, that's just maybe 30, 45 minutes from Santo Domingo. So, hey, that's a hop, skip, and a jump in that big bad rental Geppetto. So, we set something up. We hired her to be a tour guide. We wanted her to show us around Boca, Chica, Zona Colonial, maybe some other places.
My aunt, my sister, and my grandmother.
And Eminem is the tour guide from the story yesterday, the one that got pregnant for her sister, the ever so loving sister. That's her. And per usual, this travel tale begins where the failure of the last CTC ended. I don't know how you put that, but yeah, DC Fudge came through that trip. Her and her sister Butter Pecan, they came through, but I had to put them on ice. All right, y'all, we made it. We in San Pedro de Marquez. Check it out. Look pretty hood. I like the hood. Hold on. Just strolling, checking out the scene a little bit. All right, so now the actual tale of running off on the plug, that's gonna happen toward the end. So we gonna sit tight, Nations Village. All right, so after we plucked DC Fudge out the game, sat her on the bench, her and her sister Butter Pecan. We woke up the next morning. Yee, it ain't nothing but me. Hey gang, say gang, if you watching this right now, like the video, drop a comment below, share it with friends, family, and a foe, and tap that subscribe button to become a part of Nations Village. We stay going up. We woke up the next morning with a new plan. We was gonna holler at Muñequita Medusa. We already had her in the tuck just in case. You gotta have several in tow cause they gon' flake. Or they gon' just do something you don't like. Either way, hey, it takes a village, as they say. You gonna need a village, aka a soft network of chefs, tour guides, and concierges to get done what you want to get done. Trust and believe. All right, now we ain't gonna pay attention to this foot rub. That's just a little fake affection for effect. Y'all know what it is. Perfecto. So off to Boca Chica we went. You know, ordering the fish off the menu, checking out the vibes, cooling out, listening to some Dominican dembo. You know, she was just putting me up on game about Boca Chica, stuff like that. She knew. Of course, she knows. She's a tour guide. That's why we hired her, because she knows what's going on over there. So she was just running down everything while we chopped it up and had a early lunch. You know, this was probably about 10, 11 o'clock a.m. this morning, because you know we get started early in Nations Village. We don't sit around the B&B. We don't be hanging out like that. No, we trying to be in the streets. We want to hang out, but we want to hang out like with clothes outside. Now, as far as Boca Chica itself goes, I mean it's cool. It's the beach, but to me, I prefer Wandolio. Now, this was my first time going to Boca Chica. You know, the water just ain't that pretty, and I don't know, man. It's a huge hustle vibe going on in Boca Chica, man. They gonna be asking you or your lady or your tour guide, whoever you with. They're gonna be asking y'all to get massages. If you want to get your feet done, your hands done. They selling trinkets, all kind of stuff. Even you got people running the little hustle like they may have a restaurant or something out there. Man, you mess around and get with one of them jokers, man. Have a seat at the table and order some snapper. Man, they gonna give you some tilapia from that they done walked up the street and ordered. You know, you gotta be careful in Boca Chica, man. Even with like I said, I've been there twice. I've been there with Queenie. You know, we kind of got hustled a little bit, and then this first time I was with Eminem. You know, not really no hustling, but just not the scene. So yeah, we dipped from there and continued on with the day. Had to pick up some groceries and stuff for the Airbnb, so we ended up at this little plaza. You know, giving our fake PDAs and all that type of stuff, you know. Just making the time flow. Now, even though we hired Eminem as a tour guide, she did show herself more than capable in the kitchen, you know. So one thing I can say about all the chefs, tour guides, and concierges, they are considerate, especially when it come to you eating. You know, when it come to you eating, hey, they consider it. You know, especially when it's your money. But yeah, they will make sure you eat. So she got down in the kitchen, even though you know we had ate lunch. Not, you know what I'm saying, not too long before this. But she was like, I'm gonna go on and cook for you, so you know you'll have some if you get hungry later on when I ain't here. So I'm like, oh man, you know, hey, that's all right. So that's why I take the good with the bad with them. And for us at Nations Village, good or bad, it's all content. Hey, because that's what we travel for, man. We go to DR, we over there to get the content, for sure. Like right now, we in the trenches. We in San Pedro. We not in no tourist area. We where they at. Alabama?
Alabama. Good. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice time, huh?
Estados Unidos. Unido?
Good.
See.
Very nice.
Now that fella right there that was just talking, my homeboy Pedro, I think his name Pedro from San Pedro. But yeah, man, he was the only dude I saw at Eminem house, and he was introduced to me as the mom's boyfriend. Now we picked Eminem up and dropped her off 3 days. Now keep in mind, we never saw the mama. We never saw the mama the whole time. Even in the video, she sent us with the family, and it wasn't the mama. It was the grandmama, the auntie, the sister. So when we just saying that to say, man, when they introduce these dudes to you, when you see it's like one dude in the house, man, just assume that he with the CTC. That's what we always do. We just assume that he with her, and it ain't no big deal to us, cause hey, we just hiring her for a purpose anyway. We there for the content. So in exchange for the company and the culture and the cuisine provided by our lovely CTC M&M, we agreed to take her and her sister and the kids to a little fun day, I would say, at our Guru Mall. So, we headed out to Aguro Mall one day and hit the food court up and just seeing what was going on out there. So now here at Nations Village, of course we love the kids, but we ain't playing stepdaddy for nobody. No. But wait, we do understand sometimes kids will be included. And it's our experience, Nations Village, when you allow the CTCs to include their family or their kids in the activity or the outing that you want to do, it just makes them more comfortable. And when they're more comfortable, they're gonna have a better time. When they have a better time, we gonna have a better time. Because as we always say, it's never about the hookup. It's always about the vibes. Good vibes, good people, good vibes. Hey, just because they scamming, it don't necessarily make them no bad person. Everybody got good and bad, so we gonna take both. Now, I ain't gonna lie, that Dominican fake affection can be addictive like a drug sometime to us, Nations Village. It adds to the appeal, it adds to the whole allure of Santo Domingo. And hey, it's just enjoying simple things sometimes. Everything in life don't have to be so complicated, man. Sometimes you just want to have a little fun, do something a little different maybe for you. Now, after all that, fun day has been had at our Guru Mall. We about to go outside, jump in the ride, that big bad rental, and then when we jump off in the traffic, this one we gonna run off on the plug, man. That poor I can't even remember what she looked like. I can't tell you if she Haitian or Dominican, but everybody that go to Santo Domingo know how it go. You out there in that traffic. I think this was a Saturday, and you got a whole bunch of vendors in the street, not on the streets. They in the street, walking up the cars, tapping on your window, trying to sell this, trying to sell that. Now, us being the gentlemen that we are at Nations Village, hey, we seen a lady selling some flowers, some roses. So hey, we got two CTCs in the car. We got Eminem, and we got our sister, Sweet Cake Rose. So the lady was out tapping on the window about selling roses. Now, this particular time during the day in Santo Domingo, the police were directing the traffic, so you don't really go by the traffic lights. The the police will direct you and let you know when it's time to go, you know? So we at one light, and the rose lady pull us over. You know, she asking us if we wanted some flowers. And I'm like, yeah, I want some flowers, but you know what I'm saying? The police about to tell us to go. And she like, oh, don't worry about it. Go to the next light. All right. So we like, okay, cool. So the flower lady, she walking up to the next light. And now keep in mind, it's a police up there. So we finally get up that way, and we may be, I don't know, 3 or 4 cars away from where the light is. So the flower lady come over, and you know, we buy a rose for Eminem and a rose for Sweet Cake Rose. And I mean, no sooner than she gave us those 2 roses, man. The police start signaling and blowing his whistle. The cars in front of us was going, man. So hey, we ain't had no choice, Nations Village. We had to pull off. We pulled off, you know. We thinking that it's gonna be another light or something up ahead, and we'll have to stop, and the flower lady can come get paid, man, because we ain't trying to do nobody like that. We weren't trying to do it like that, but hey, it never happened. The going according to the GPS, we had to make a right hand turn. That's a wrap.